Good afternoon. My name is Masuelele and my partner's name is Kgothatso Phora. Today we'll be presenting to you our findings regarding sentiment analysis of the South African public's perceptions of plant-based diets and plant-based alternatives. Regarding the agenda for this presentation, we will take a quick look into each one of these different sections, starting with the problem statement, methodology, data exploration, the models that we've used to achieve sentiment analysis, and finally, conclusions and future works. So sentiment analysis basically seems to evaluate how people feel about a brand online. We have to take into consideration consumers' emotions and opinions because we can leverage this information as an opportunity for targeted marketing or even just to identify different consumer groups. So with regards to our problem statement, our study seeks to identify consumers' perceptions of plant-based products, their experiences of buying them, and finally, we aim to segment these consumers into distinct cohorts. Sentiment analysis was achieved, number one, by extracting data from social media platforms, particularly Twitter, and thereafter performing data annotation. This was followed by cleaning of the data, which was achieved through the removal of stop words, tokenization, and lemmatization. In order to acquire better understanding of the perceptions around plant-based diets, we utilized Word2Vec as a feature extraction tool. This was followed by the use of sentiment classifier models. We further conducted consumer segmentation to assist us in identifying distinct cohorts for marketing and product development purposes. Delving into data exploration, on the right, we see a sample of one of the tweets. "I unapologetically made everyone at my wedding eat plant-based food," is what it says. Below that, we have different hashtags that we found to be the most dominant within our dataset. Some of these include hashtag #FetchYourBody2020, hashtag health. So these are really important from a business standpoint because both the hashtags and the sentiment behind the tweets can provide us with information about trending topics. As such, they can be used to predict upcoming trends and to build marketing campaigns for brand alignment. But beyond that, this information can also be leveraged with regards to how a new product should be marketed. In South Africa, we can tell from our results thus far that plant-based diets are accepted to a degree. There are, however, considerably more positive sentiments, which indicates a chance to expand the adoption level of plant-based products. Furthermore, to better understand the thoughts of our consumers, we conducted sentiment classification. The results thereof can be utilized for product evaluation and development and can readily aid in improving decision-making in terms of which location we can begin testing particular items depending on the public sentiments. Finally, we performed RFM analysis to categorize customers based on how frequently they engage with, the nature of their engagement, and the time frame since their last engagement. Engagement in this particular context refers to tweets about plant-based alternatives or plant-based lifestyles. So as predicted, the majority of our customers are meat eaters with a tiny percentage of loyalists and champions. These distinct cohorts might be targeted in different ways. So for example, champs and loyalists could be employed as product ambassadors because these are people who are tweeting the most frequently, most recently, and whose tweets have more positive sentiment. Their feedback can then be used to improve existing products and product development. So the promising cohort might be targeted, for example, for the advancement of higher ranks through motivational or educational marketing initiatives. So what's especially intriguing about this is that we can use it to track mobility between cohorts for marketing purposes. So we can see if consumers are shifting from loyalists to lapsing, for example. In conclusion, the data does tell that there is a degree of openness towards the adoption of plant-based alternatives or plant-based diets in South Africa, albeit not too large. Furthermore, one of our limitations was that we had a very small sample, but it still was able to provide us quite an accurate depiction of the current state of adoption of plant-based products and alternatives in South Africa. Looking into future works, we could consider deep learning in terms of classification by diving deeper into emotions such as anger and sadness. We could also look at real-time data feeds to enable real-time insights. Thank you for your time.